Hello folks, David Knack Builders here. Today I'm going to address the new builder and some new features it has. I have a list of these that I'm going to go over. There's actually more than these. These are ones I've been using a lot. Knack has an article on all the new features. These ones I'm finding very useful. I'll put the link to their article in the YouTube description. And I'll be back in a moment to go through those. Thank you. Okay, let's jump into this. New features in the new builder for Knack. I have my list here. First one, which is really nice, automatic resizing of images. I'll pull up an image field here. You know, when you are especially uploading stuff from a phone or any larger, they're large and it can be 2 megabytes. They're going to add up to your storage quickly. They now have this called Resize Image. So if you click it, first of all, if you have existing images in this field, it'll change them all. And they have a web friendly, which is the easiest one. It reduces it considerably. Or you can do a custom one. So this will save a ton of space if you're image intensive. That's a good one. Thank you, Knack. People have been asking for that. What's another one? Filter functioning with inline editing. Let's go find one. Just take a second. Let's just do this. Find a table. Okay, here's a table, and I'm going to make inline editing available. I'm going to change it back. So, before, if someone edited a inline editing, let's go to this field, you couldn't filter it by anything. If it was related to a parent record, you couldn't say, okay, I just show the parent records. Now you can do you can add record rules, you can filter it, you can do a number of functions like you would do in a regular form, but you now can do that in even display rules in inline editing. So that is a good feature too. Let me reverse that. Okay. Next one, field descriptions. This one's nice. Let's go to one that has a lot of fields. Sometimes, especially when you're doing what I'm going to call some complicated field acrobatics, you have behind the scenes fields that are doing something. They're doing calculations, they're figuring out stuff, there's conditions, and they lead to some value downstream to the field that you're going to actually use. Well, a lot of times I just put a star in front of those, an asterisk noting it's a behind the scenes field. But now you're able to write a description. So you can say what that thing is doing or trying to accomplish, or where it falls in the series of the acrobat stuff you're doing to get to that value. If you have a complicated app and you haven't dealt with these fields in a while, you're troubleshooting and you're going back and you don't have a description, I mean, it's hard to figure out what that is. And if you're taking over from someone else or you're working together with someone, they're extremely helpful in knowing what the purpose of that field is. So very good on that one too. Here's another one. Copy record rules. Let's go to something that has a record rule. Pages. This has a lot of stuff in it. Okay, here's something. Doesn't matter what it is. Let's just go to the form. In this case, when a parent is applying to a school, and if they get selected for that school, the parent either has to accept it or decline it. All they do is click submit, and there's a rule behind the scenes. So here, this has a couple rules, and especially, or 4 rules. This is sort of tedious setting up, but a lot of times you're just grabbing a lot of the same values, and you could be creating another record related to it, or whatever. This allows you, if you just click the copy, it's going to take this rule and copy it exactly. So instead of having to reset all these values, you may just have to reset a couple, or maybe you're using all these values, but the outcome, depending on what the condition you set, is slightly different. This speeds up dealing with the record rules considerably if you have several of them or they're complicated. Let's look at another one. App design section. Let's just go to an app. Click up here. You got to get used to this navigation. Live app design. I don't want to say what I just did. Here, before it just had the content of what you were going to do. And when you did it, you'd have to go back to the live app, refresh it to render what the new thing would like, and you're going back and forth. In this case, it renders it right here, and then you're going to select if you want it. Let's just look at something. See, it changes right away. That's the point of it. It's going to show all kinds of content that are selectable over here. So you can just play around with it and say, okay, that's what I want. That looks best, and then save it. That's helpful for that design. And the last one I'm going to go over, search object field functions. I'm almost positive this wasn't on the last one. So if it was, I'm new to it. But let's go to one that has a lot, an object. This one. This has a ton of fields. And if you're looking, you know how this is. This is like going through a tunnel or something. You just have to go one after another. Where is that thing? Oh my God. Really tedious. Let's just look at this one. Vision. It says vision. Well, up here, we now have search thing. Vision. Right here. It comes back with anything. And so you can find stuff a lot quicker. That was my list. I'm going to go through. I'll probably do another video at some point going through even some more new functionalities, and maybe even use cases of where it really works out well in terms of building an app. But every one of these is a nice feature. So thank you, Knack, and thanks folks for watching this. If you like it, you can star it, like it on YouTube, and I'll be back soon with another one. Thanks, guys.